No one. Good. That means, okay, V, you'll be a bit advanced in Excel. Okay, excellent. Okay, because I am going to show you how to unlock the workbook if you want to customize it yourselves and stuff like that, but you will need a little bit of advanced Excel knowledge for some of it. V, can you use Power Query? No. Okay. Okay. Well, on that then, we are going to jump straight in. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump straight in because there's actually so much in this that, oh, now I can't come out of this one. Okay. Open there.
Looks like it.
Why is it so slow this evening? Okay, happy days. We're going to start right from the very beginning. So most of this is going to be very common knowledge to you all already. When you get the tracker at the start, it's going to come looking like this. And what it asks you to do is to enter your name. So I'll enter my name. And when you enter your name, it gives you instructions, a little bit of instructions, and just to say, look, do your own due diligence and nothing, we're not responsible for anything that you do. So you need to agree to this. And once you agree to this, you'll be given information on where you can find training guides, so the YouTube videos that are available, and you can click here to move forward. So after this then, because I've used this workbook before, so I had this filled in, you can set your base currency, you can set your buyback, drop, and it's popping. So I'll explain these to you. Your base currency is wherever you live, whatever local currency you have is most likely going to be your base currency. Now, for years, because crypto and everything is in dollars, I had mine set to dollars. But the reality is I want to know what I have in euro, so I've changed it and now I'm all in euro. Once you set it up with a base currency, it's not advisable to change it. Because if you enter a purchase price of Bitcoin of 64,000 euro, that's going to be nearly $70,000. And that's not going to update for you. So your purchase prices are all going to be wrong against the actual costs. So once you enter in your local currency, leave it fixed. The buyback drop is something that we added into if a token falls in price by your designated amount, I've put in 10%, that you get a notification to say there's an opportunity to buy it back. Now, buy it back means you've already sold it. So it's 10% from what? 10% from your last selling price. So when we go through the sales part of the sheet, you'll see the sales prices. And when you sell something, if you sold Bitcoin at 70,000 and it drops by 7,000, you'll get a notification that there could be a buyback opportunity there if you wanted to take it. Same as it's popping, but the other way around. So quite often we'll see tokens, the crypto market is so volatile, it's crazy. And quite often you could see a token increase by 25%, 30, 40% in a day. And usually when something accelerates that fast up, it's going to decelerate as well, okay, at some stage. And there's always going to be corrections. On the way up, it's not going to be a smooth ride. It's going to be up and down. There's going to be an awful lot of bumps on the way up. So there may be opportunities there as well. If you're holding a token, if you're holding Bitcoin and it goes up 25% in one day, that you get a notification to say, okay, it's gone up 25%, hasn't hit your target price, but it's accelerated so fast in the one day, it gives you an opportunity to make a decision. Do you want to sell some now and buy back in when it corrects? So it just gives you, allows you to have that information that it's there that you can make decisions on. So you decide what level that you want notification on, whether it be 10%, whether it be 25%, whatever it is in one day that you be happy with saying, yeah, look, that's going to need a correction. You put that value in there. Click that little icon then and it brings you to our menu, and we've got so much stuff going on. So we have a dashboard. We have our exit strategy planner, enter transactions. all actions, extra coins list. These then just bring us back to the instructions. If you wanted to look at CoinGecko, the top 250 tokens, you can just click here and it'll show them to you in the spreadsheet. And then we also have a number of calculators as well. So I'm going to start on the dashboard because it's just the easiest place to start. The workbook itself is not password protected. There's no macros, there's no hidden code in this workbook anywhere at all. Okay, so your data is 100% private and kept to yourself. If you want to unlock the workbook at any stage, you go to the review tab, and I have it unlocked at the moment. This protect sheet will lock it. And if we go back there to review, unprotect is going to unlock it. So if you decide you want to make changes for whatever reason, unlock the sheet, make your changes, and then just remember to relock it because it's very easy to delete things in error. So I'm just going to relock the sheet. And when the sheet's relocked, you can click and delete things. So we see over here, we have I have some tokens that I've just put in just to have some data so that we could play with today, okay? So what you're going to get is your least profitable token and your most profitable token. This then is a summary of your entire investment, and this would be a summary of your sales if you've put through some sales transactions. Then the rest of this is all a graphical representation of different stuff. So this is the percentage holding. So in this, we've got 80%, 88% Bitcoin and so forth. This chart here shows you your orange is the cost and blue is the investment. And over here, then you can see different, basically what's in profit, another way of seeing your profit. Now, a lot of these here then are based on updating the sales tracker, which I haven't fully done. I wanted to demonstrate, and I'll show you how these update as we go along. If you scroll down a little bit further, when you have your exit strategy filled in, it'll tell you how much you have. It should tell you how much cash you have left, whether it's fiat or whether it's stable. And you should also then have a big summary ticker thing down the bottom here as well. So at the moment, I've entered in a few transactions, and from the transactions, I've been given a warning that I've got 5 actions to take. Now, if we had a coin popping, so that means a coin has gone up by the certain percent, you get a notification here to say such and such a coin is popping, and you can click it and it'll bring you over and tell you exactly which token it was that's popping. If I go back to the dashboard, the same with buyback opportunities. If you had a buyback opportunity, it would pull in here and you could click this and it'll tell you how much capital you have available and what the opportunity is to go back. So if we click this little fella here, this first fella here, it's always going to bring us back to the menu, okay? Now let's go to transactions. Transactions is where you enter your purchases and where you enter your sales. Okay, so I've put in some dummy purchases here just to have some data in. I bought them all on the 1st of March. It was great to get some Bitcoin on the 1st of March for 24,000, but let's pretend we did anyway. Up here in this cell, capital fiat introduced, at some stage, you would have had to fund a wallet somewhere with money, with cash, but real hard physical money. That balance goes in here. What you've put onto the system goes up here. If you take money out, so you actually completely withdraw it from the crypto system, it goes in to this particular cell here. And if you get other income, so you might get airdrops, you might get farming income. There's different ways that you can earn. You might earn something on Learn and Earn. If there's other income, you put it in here. Now, the reason to keep these up to date is so the application can actually calculate how much cash balance you have left, how much stable coin you have left. When you put in your sales, the per coin value is going to automatically populate. So you just enter in your purchase date, the ticker symbol, how much of it you bought, and your total cost. For your total cost, I would actually include transaction fees that you pay, because if you buy something on Ethereum, you could pay high transaction fees. And really, at the end of the day, to be profitable, you have to break even on your transaction fees as well. So I will put my total cost into these cells here. Okay, and then it'll automatically populate your per coin. Now I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and let's just pretend we've sat down here now and we've entered our sales or our purchases, I mean, just like is shown there. And we come along then and we do a data refresh. Okay, and what a data refresh will do is gather all the new information that you've put into the spreadsheet, along with reaching into the APIs out in the cloud and pulling the live pricing information. And it's going to update all of this for you. So you can see there's a background query here running. And that'll just take a second to run. Hopefully not too long, because now I'm on Zoom. It might take a little bit longer.
Do you want to mention the security message you'll get as a pop-up?
Oh, the security message at the very start. Yeah, okay. I didn't get that security message because I've already opened the workbook. When you open the workbook the first time, you will get a security warning. You need to mark your workbook as public. The reason you need to mark it as public is because there's a public API feeding into it. You're not making your workbook public, and you're never sharing data out. You're only ever pulling data in. Now, one of the huge benefits of this is if you put your crypto tracker on CoinMarketCap, they have a crypto tracker, or any of these other applications that's free, and you can use them to track your crypto. You can enter your purchases, enter your sales. It'll do your P&L for you. You're the data. You've connected your wallet. You've connected your email address. They now have your wallet, and they have you, and they know exactly where you are and what you're doing. So this, you're not connecting your wallet. So it's quite important to understand that. So this is now updated. We can see here that it's no longer running, and we've got some actions to take. So I'm going to jump in here and see what actions it's telling me that needs to be done in the workbook. So it's saying I need to add algo to the exit strategy. I need to take profits on Bitcoin. I need to include Cody and Secret in the extra coins list. So I'm going to do the extra coins list. Now, the reason for this is the public API only sends out the top 250 tokens. And if your token doesn't fall in the top 250 tokens, we have to send a separate query to get that token. So we need to get the query details to enable that to happen. So the tokens were, what were the tokens again? Actions, Cody and Secret. Whoops, extra coins list. Okay, I'm going to hop over to CoinGecko. And first of all, I'm going to look for Cody. And in Cody, we have some details, okay? We have Cody here. That's the token name. Oh, no, that's the token ticker. My apologies. This here is the token ticker. This here, this Cody here is the token name, because these are often different. And if we scroll down here, this is the API. Now, in this case, they're all exactly the same, okay? But in many cases, all three are different, and it's extremely important that you actually get them right and get them in the right order in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to copy the API, and I'm going to come back here, and the API is the ID. So I'm going to put that in here. I know the name is the same, and the ticker is also the same. So that just makes it nice and easy. The next one that I had was Secret. Okay, so we can see a difference here that the token name is Secret, the ticker is SCRT, and the API is Secret. So I'm going to copy the API. The token name is also Secret, and this was SCRT. So I've updated this now. So what I need to do is another data refresh, okay? Because once you update data. You need the system to figure out, okay, what needs to be done next. So that'll go ahead and it'll do another update, and this should change. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, it has changed, but I still have 5 actions to take. So now it's telling me that I haven't got algo on my exit strategy, I haven't got Cody on my exit strategy, and I haven't got secret on my exit strategy. So because they're not there, the dashboard isn't going to be correct. So let's just pop back to the dashboard. And yeah, we can see there's nothing in our algo graph, there's nothing in our Cody, and we don't really have anything in our secret graph either. So we need to put some data into our exit strategy. So I'm going to hop onto the exit strategy here. And Simon, I was going to get you, but you don't have the same data now. Sure you don't?
No, I've got different stuff. Yeah. I mean, it probably do the same thing, but it is slightly different. Yeah.
So will I just go through this then? And if I'm missing anything, you shout at me.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, this is the exit strategy planner, and the exit strategy planner is tied to the sales transaction sheet. So you have to complete this. Okay. Now you can complete it, but you don't have to actually stick to it. And in the prior version, you had to stick to it. And now we've built in a little workaround, so you don't fully have to stick to it. Once you've entered in all your purchases and it's pulled up all your token information because you've added everything into your extra coins list, you'll get basically a list here that updates, pulls from your own data to let you know what you have. And you have to set up an exit strategy. Now we'll talk about how we come to the exit strategy later on. I'm just going to show you for the moment how to enter the data into this. So you put in the ticker symbol of what you have. So we have some Cody. It should pull in the price. Maybe if I spelled it right. There we go. It pulls in the price, okay, and it'll pull in a quantity tokens to sell, a quantity tokens that will be left over after you've made a sale, and a profit or a loss. You need to first define a selling point. So let's say we want to sell this at, I don't know what it's at the moment, but let's say we want to sell it at 22 cents. Okay, so we'd enter 22 cents into here. And this is our first selling point. Now you can decide how much of your tokens do you want to sell on your first selling point. Do you want to sell 10%? Do you want to sell 20%? Maybe you want to sell 100%. Let's say we want to sell 20%. We put in up here 20%, and that's going to update all of this to 20%. Okay, now you can write over these figures if something happens that's actually different in real life. You have a plan. What might happen is the price of Cody does a 50% increase in the one day. You are right at the top of it. It becomes higher than your selling point. So you decide to sell a little bit more. You can overwrite these values and it then works away, but you still set an original percentage that you want to sell. So we've got options for 5 selling points in this. So we've selling point 1, selling point 2. If we scroll over, goes all the way over, and we've got different selling points. And at the very end, it'll then give you a summary of all of what your sales would be. This value up here, this 13,000, is showing the profit from this particular, from your sales point 1, whereas this would be of all the sales point 2. So let's continue with Cody, and let's just say 0.24, we'll sell it at here. You need to move all your lovely faces. 0.26, oops. Undo that. So if you had the workbook locked, you wouldn't be able to write in the wrong place, like I just did. I'm just going to put them in all at the same price. And that's it, yeah. Okay, so I have all that in. And it also wanted me to stick secret in here. And let me say it's at 53 cents. Let me say I was going to sell some at 58 cents. Okay, and in this case, I don't want to sell 20% or 58%. Let's pretend, for the sake of this example, I've decided, you know what, that secret token's going absolutely nowhere. And like I said, not financial advice, I actually like secret, but let's pretend it's going absolutely nowhere and I want to sell 100% of it straight away in my first run. I can just overwrite this to the, and you can see your initial holding value over here. So you can see how much of it you have. So I'm going to say I want to sell 2572 of this now. When it updates, you've sold 100% of your tokens, so you have no tokens carrying over to the next section. So once you have all of this updated, oh, I need to put Algorand in here as well, don't I? Algo. And let's say I want to sell that for $1. And I'm going to sell it for $2 here, and $3 here, and $4 here, and $5 here. And there's no way you should pick arbitrary values like that. We are going to, hopefully, if we have time, go through how to kind of get values. And I'm going to go to a data. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, while you're doing the data refresh, if you look at the percentages at the top, those percentages won't add up to 100%. What those percentages are is a percentage of your current holding. So if you hit price point 1, that will sell 20% of everything you had. When you get to price point 2, which is 10%, that will sell 10% of what's left after you sold the 20% on the first column, if that makes sense. So it's 10% of what you've got left is what it will start to pick up. And when you get to the end, so if you go right to the end, so you've got 100% there.
Yeah.
So that last one is that will sell all of the tokens that you've got left over after all of your 5 or whatever it is selling points. If you key it, as Paul has done, to 90, because you might not want to sell 100% of any particular crypto, you might want to take all your profits on the majority, but leave yourself over a little moon bag. And that allows you to say, actually, I don't want to sell all of my crypto. And then the columns you've got at the end of that will tell you what you'll actually have left after 75% of your last price point was sold and what the value of those are at current rates.
And do you know what? We'll actually leave it like that for the dashboard. I will need to do another refresh, but I'll wait for a second. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard now. And it's telling us that we still have 2 actions to take. Okay, so it's telling us we need to take some profit on Bitcoin and take some profit on Ether. So some of the sample data that I entered in before we started, I had Ethereum and Bitcoin on the exit strategy already filled in. And it's telling me it's time for me to take some profit on them. So I'm going to go to my transactions, enter transactions, and I'm going to come over to my sales. And in here, I'm going to put in Bitcoin. And I'm going to pick token sold. So Michael, you have your hand up. Do you want to jump in? Ask a question?
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I want to say, thank God I finally made your session, Paula. Oh my goodness. Amazing. I
Oh,
love
hi, Michael. How are you?
it. I said I'm going to figure out how to get in, sync up this time over across the other side of the world, everything, and make it happen. So awesome. But now, since this is my first one, and you can answer this later or whatever, how do I get this tool and, begin using it? This looks amazing.
So it's in the chat there. You should be able to get it in the chat. I'll re-upload it for anybody that joined late
I
again. But
came
it's
in
also
late. Oh, there it is. Okay, great.
it's
Thanks.
also on our website as well. And there's video instructions. You'll find them on the website too.
Under tools, is this the Excel Cryptocurrency Tracker?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay.
tonight we changed the format of our meetup from a general chat to a demo of this.
That is awesome. Okay, well, I'll download it, get the instructions, sit back and watch, and I may have some more questions, but an honor to finally be here and hang out with you guys. This is awesome.
Daddy, it's brilliant to have you with us, Michael. So, and I didn't even know when I said, Michael, take your hand up. I didn't even realize it was you.
I realized it. And at some point when I get the hang of it, we'll go and extend out this thing over here to the US side too. So
Excellent.
let me take one step at a time, but I love it. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I'll continue on. So I was entering in sales over here. Why is my screen not scrolling? Now it's too small. Ah,
Oh, it's because
okay.
it sells a lock till jumps the unlocked.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll put in a sales date of the 11th of April because that's today, just for the laugh, okay? And my notification had told me that I was selling, I needed to take some profit on Bitcoin. So I come along here and my token sold, it's saying I should sell about 0.4 of them, okay, of my Bitcoin. So I go along to my exchange, I sell about 0.4 of my Bitcoin. And if I go to back to my exit strategy, I was hoping to sell it at 58,000, okay? But in reality, what happened is I was late to the party. Oh no, 59, 60 divided by 4, 10,000. I got 10,000 for my 0.4 of a Bitcoin. So I actually made a little bit more than what I was hoping to get. So I was selling it at 25,000. Okay. But let's say I also decided, because it was a little bit higher, damn, I think I might sell 0.5, not 0.4. Okay. And for that, I'm going to get 12,500. Okay. But that 0.4 is locked and you can't get into it. So how do you fix that problem? And this is a problem a lot of people had before. They weren't able to fix it, but now we can. So all you need to do is go back to your exit strategy. And in your exit strategy, you can overwrite this with 0.5. You can't overwrite the other columns with the formulas. You can only overwrite this column here. Okay, and you can also overwrite the selling point. What did I say I was selling it at? 50,000 exit strategy. So 50,000. And now it's told me I've got 1.5 left over, the profit I've made on that particular sale. And then if I go ahead and sell more at another sales point, we can continue to calculate. So that was the first action I had to take, was taking profits on Bitcoin. The second one was to take some profits on Ether as well. So we will go to our transaction entry, and let's say today we sold some ETH and we sell token sold, the first one, and it's telling me I need to sell 1 ETH. So what was I hoping to sell it at? I was hoping to sell it at 3,000. Let's go back to transaction. Now you wouldn't check what was I hoping to sell it at, okay? When you get your sale price, you enter in how much you get. Okay, I just wanted to get an average price to make sure I'm entering things into correctly to the spreadsheet. So this now tells us that we've entered in our sales. So again, another data refresh. In terms of the API and how many calls that you have, you've got hundreds of thousands of calls a day to the API. But for every token that you have in there, it's classed as a single call. So if you've got 50 tokens in the worksheet, it's 50 calls per refresh. Also, just there while it's refreshing, Harris has his hand up. Just 1 second, Harris, I'll come to you. I've lost my train of thought there. Harris, come on, jump in, because I can't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Paula. One thing that I've done on my end is on that number of coins column, I found it to be a little bit difficult to go back and forth to the exit strategy. So I've gone ahead and I've removed, or I've made that particular column of cells to be able to overwrite manually. And so what I do, and it works well for me, is I just go ahead and enter, because I find that much easier to go ahead and enter the actual number of tokens that I sold.
Yeah. Okay. So for anybody else that wants to be able to do that, okay, If you go to the review tab and you unprotect the worksheet, that will allow you to overwrite any cells. But like I said earlier on, don't forget to reprotect the workbook because it's very easy to delete formulas that should be there.
Having said that, Paula, I did have a question for you.
Yeah.
And my currency is US dollars. So when we get to the next column, with 2 columns over, the per coin column, and I've been struggling with this. And I'll give you an example. Many of the tokens, when you are trading in US dollars, they have multiple decimal points. And so, for example, MUBI is an example, MUBI. And every decimal point matters. Right now, I'm only seeing 2 decimal points in that column, and I want to be able to extend that out so I can see like 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal points, and I'm not able to change that. Can you tell me really quick, since we're talking about this, how would I be able to extend the column to be able to see more decimal points there?
Yeah, so again, you need to unlock the worksheet. But because we have because it's a multi-currency workbook, we've had to use conditional formatting for this, which is a little bit of an advanced feature, okay? Now this is recording, so if you need to watch it back, that's no problem. If you go to select the cells that you want to change. Is this worksheet locked on me? Let's see. Protect sheet. Okay, let's select. Let's say it's this particular column, okay? So I'm going to select the entire column. Okay, and if we go to home, from home, if we go to conditional formatting, and from conditional formatting, what you need to go into is manage rules. Okay, then from here, find your currency. So you're saying your dollars, I'm working in euro, so I'm going to select the euro one here, okay? But you'd select the one with the dollar sign. So I'm going to select the one with the euro sign, and I'm going to select edit rule. In here again, I'm going to go into format. I'm not going to change the formula. I'm just going to go into format. I'll go into number, and then you can increase that to as many decimal places as you want. And just press apply. Okay. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Now,
I really
as I said,
appreciate
this
that.
is recording, so you can watch this back. Now, what has happened to people then is when they've expanded the rows, that everybody's screen size is completely different, okay? And you can't kind of customize Excel like you could a normal web app. So you're going to also need to adjust your column size because you may get loads of dollar signs in here because it doesn't fit in. If
And
that's
actually, in my case, Paula, I'm actually getting the number signs because, to your point, I'm not able to see the entire column.
the
And those
entire
grid
column.
lines are disabled, so I don't know how do I
I'm going to
extend
show
the
you that
column
now
width?
as well. Like I said, none of this is actually locked, so you can modify absolutely everything. If you go to the view tab, and in the view tab, you hit grid lines. You see your grid lines have appeared. And if you hit headings, you'll see that your normal headings have also appeared. And from here now, you can just adjust your columns. So it's going to be different for everybody's size computer, what they'll need to adjust them by. But you can just adjust the columns that way then to fit. And again, once you do that, go back because it stops you from making mistakes. Hide everything and relock down the workbook. To relock it down, protect sheet. Just leave the selected as is and say okay, and it's relocked back down then. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Brilliant. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard now. And in the dashboard, we can see we've got lots more stuff after updating on our dashboard. We can see the sales point versus the tokens over. Now, what this means is, remember when we were entering in our sales into our sales exit strategy sheet, at the very end, we didn't sell 100% of them. We left some of them over as like a moon bag for whatever reason. So this is letting us know we've left 8% over as a moon bag. Okay. This next chart here, token broke break down held versus sold. So we've entered in some sales. It's saying that we've actually sold 9% and we've 91% still to sell. It also then does this exit strategy planner here for us. So it's saying that if we follow our exit strategy, we will leave with 84,000 in profit. We're going to have 18,000 left over in tokens because it's this 8% we're not selling. Possible moon, I hope you like my wording here. This is the two of these added together. Your tokens over plus your exit strategy. And your total exit capital is a lot higher because don't forget, you introduced capital at the start. Okay, so we have this capital introduced over here at the start. Now we can see here now it's saying, hold on for a minute. How come all of a sudden you've got $15,700 available to spend? We entered some sales into our sales dashboard. And when we entered in the sales, we have not taken that out as cash. It's still sitting on the blockchain. So until we withdraw it as cash, it's going to remain there to show us that there's money there. Okay, so you know how much you have to spend at all times. You'll also see this down here has updated with the additional tokens and any movement that we've had on them as well. So what else have we got in here? Yes, Harris.
Yes, so you just touched another point that I've been struggling with and I haven't been able to quite figure out. That particular column, I can share my screen with you if you'd like, but it's not populating for me correctly. And I think that I know the reason why. If you scroll to the top, that the list of tokens there, yours are all selected. If I deselect them, somehow my table on the bottom gets messed up. And so I'm trying to understand what's the correlation between the token selection and that table, because that table on the bottom to me is one of the most important parts of this whole spreadsheet, because in a bird's eye view, it gives me the full picture of my portfolio.
Okay, so I've just clicked on one of them here just to filter it down. So this is we haven't gone through the filter yet. So when I click on a filter here, it shouldn't update this.
Yeah, mine is really messed up, and I'm happy to share my screen if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll get you. If you hang on till the end, I'll get you to share your screen. I can troubleshoot that with you because mine isn't, as you can see there. Mine, when I scroll down, this shouldn't update from the filters.
Yeah, mine's messed up, but I can share that with you at the end whenever you're ready.
Brilliant. Okay. When we use the filters, what we do get is an update of all these charts here, just down to the basic, including this box here, which gives you a quick summary. So I've clicked on algo. It's saying my average purchase price was 32 cents. It's currently 21 cents. How many of them I have? My next selling point is at $1. That's 367% away. So you've got loads of information right here at the tips of your hands. If you've got coins popping, if you've got opportunities to buy back in, you can buy back in. Same, we still have, I can take profit on Bitcoin sales point too. Haha. So I didn't know that. So you can see how it updates and it lets you know, look, you've reached your next sales target once you do your refreshes. Back to the dashboard. And I think, Harris, I'll troubleshoot with you now in a minute. Has anybody else got any questions, queries, comments, asks, upgrade requests? I'm actually going to stop sharing for a second so I can see everybody's faces. See how many people have bought tiers. Fletch, jump in there.
Hi, thank you. Where do I see this offline? You say it's recorded, and when I try to find the recordings, I don't know how to get to them. That's one. And two, I've got a friend who's newer than I am in this. Would it be possible to export the recording to her, or does she have to come into the group to see the recordings?
No. Okay, so like we have been recording, and I just haven't been sharing the recordings, to be honest with you, because it's just time. I am promising to upload this. We have a replay page on the website, okay? And as soon as I upload it, I'll send out an email to the newsletter to say it's there, and I'll also drop it into the Telegram group. It's a public replay page. Everybody can watch it.
Thank you.
And then in terms of the tracker itself, and there's more tutorials as well. There's a video on YouTube. There's one by me, and then there's one purely on the exit strategy planner by Simon. So there's 2 videos out there as well that you can look at and you can utilize as well. And there's links to them in the workbook. But yeah, this is freely downloadable to anybody that wants to go to the website. It's free.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Any other questions from anybody before we start troubleshooting for anyone?
I've just stuck a little note in the chat. Everyone loves tax, but it's just a reminder, when you're doing all of this and you're taking profits, it's great and you get a real buzz from it. Don't forget to put some of that money aside for tax liabilities. And it will vary depending which country you're in. But one of the things to remember is, and it's still a common misconception, if you trade one crypto for another crypto, that is a taxable event. If you've made a profit, so the example I've put is if you bought ETH for $1,000 or pounds or euros or whatever, it goes up in value to 3,000 and you decide to sell it, you've got a £2,000, for argument's sake, gain, which is a taxable event. It doesn't matter if you sell that from ETH to Bitcoin or to Cardano or to USDT or USDC, that is still a taxable event. It doesn't have to come out of your crypto wallet into your bank account to be a taxable event. All of this on chain will still be a taxable event. And please don't think that it can't be tracked, because blockchains generally are public. So if anyone gets your public keys, they can trace the entire transaction history of your wallet right back to day dot. And exchanges do give this information out as well. So if you're off-ramping it, that could be reported to your local tax authority.
So the next iteration, Simon, we should put in that in the setup sheet, your local tax rate.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody's feel free to put in suggestions as well to us for the next. We're not promising an update next week or anything, but for the next iteration, if you have any requests for this, go ahead. Any other questions from anybody? No. Okay, Harris, do you want to come on and share your screen?
Absolutely, I would love
Because
to.
troubleshooting together, it helps other people that may be afraid to ask questions or come across this problem when they start using it later on.
Right. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay,
Ooh,
perfect.
that's ugly.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure why this is happening. And on the top here, I've got my tokens. But the moment because in the beginning they were all orange. When they were all orange, this was populating correctly. But when I deselected that, now this is not getting populated correctly.
Have you got the workbook unlocked?
I believe I do, but we can check it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you click on the investment, any cell there in the investment value name so I can see what formula you have?
I'm sorry, what do you want me
Investment
to
value.
investment value? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not what I have.
I wonder if it's not to do with oh no, some of them are bigger tokens. I was going to say, is it the coin being outside the top 250?
No, it's actually pulling something really weird into that formula there at the start. So do you see that underscore XLFN.X lookup?
Yeah.
Can you delete the dot to the underscore before X lookup? Everything before X lookup.
Right here,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, now don't delete that bracket. Delete the XLFN dot.
Okay.
And hit enter. Why did it come back in?
It was the wrong cell. Here we go. It was this cell number 48.
Yeah, but if that
48.
fixed it, it should have. Okay, let me just check what formula I have in there. Okay, formula.
Just out of interest, while Paul is looking that up, have you completed the sheet for the? We were going through the APIs earlier.
Yes, I have. I can share that with you. You mean the extra tokens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sales tracker, is that complete as well?
This is my exit strat, not my extra token sheet. And what was your
Yeah,
question,
that's fine.
Paula?
Is your exit strategy complete as well?
No, that I have not done, to be honest.
Ah,
I'm not using that as diligently as I should be.
that's where your problem might be. Now, that could be the cause of the problem. Now, what I've done in the chat there, I've dropped in a formula.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, can you grab that formula?
Yeah.
And go back to the table that's not working for you?
That was the dashboard.
On the dashboard.
And that was cell here.
Okay, and on the first investment value, go up a cell. Yeah, no.
This one here?
Yeah, that one there. And is that row 47, yeah?
Yeah, it's still not working. That's your formula right there.
Harris, will you email me the workbook? I'll
Absolutely.
fix it for you.
Sure.
I'm not 100%
absolutely.
sure what the problem is.
Okay.
I wonder if it's to do with the exit sheet.
Yeah, I have to play around with it and test it and see. I think it might be,
Okay.
but then we need it so people can be able to use it without that problem.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
email that to me and I'll have a look at that for you.
I'll do it right away.
Fletch.
Yep.
Excellent.
Hi, just looking at the problem that chap had, I was getting some problems as well, and remember you were saying it could be down to the VPN. Has he got a VPN on?
No, that's the problem he has is definitely not a VPN problem, because the VPN problem wasn't allowing pricing information to pull in for you and you were getting the data privacy issue.
Right. Okay.
This is pulling in information absolutely fine. It's somewhere in the workbook, it's getting a little bit mixed up with something.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions from anybody or suggestions? Like I said, we're happy to improve this. With it being such a popular tool, we might as well keep improving it and letting people use it. Yes, Harris.
Yes, I did. I think I asked you this question over email, and you referred back to the exit strategy. One of the things that I would love to be able to do is, if I have sold off all my positions on a particular token, I don't want to see it again on that spreadsheet, on that dashboard.
Yes, now that's a problem. Okay, because if we remove it from the dashboard, and I'll just share my screen again just to show you. So when you make a sale, it pulls in figures up here in the dashboard, so your sales value, your profit taken, and it feeds into some of these other charts. So if we then remove it because you've sold all of it, we can't just remove the token name because this is Excel and there are some limitations. So we can't just remove the token name and keep the data. We have to either keep the whole thing or remove it. And if we remove it, nothing will balance. Your sales values won't balance, your cash available won't balance, nothing will balance. So unfortunately, if you've got 100% of the tokens sold, it's still going to appear in your list.
The
That's-
previous version you
that's just a
had,
limitation of Excel.
the previous version you were able to do that, but I think maybe there were some changes made that now there's some limitations in being able to. Another option could be maybe just to be able to hide it by clicking on a check mark or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Now what you could do is, how good is your Excel?
Which version?
Any version. How skilled are you with Excel?
I'm pretty okay, average, I would say. Slightly above average, maybe.
Okay. So what I didn't want to do with this workbook was put macros into it, because I know myself as an Excel user and a very security conscious crypto person, that you download an Excel file with a macro in it and God only knows what you're after getting. Okay. What you could do now is go to ChatGPT and ask for a VBA code that will do that for you, and just whack it into the spreadsheet.
I have another suggestion, by the way, Paula.
Rather than me wait on me to get the next update out,
Okay.
because that would be a big work.
Okay. Another suggestion could be you know the dollar value of each of these tokens. Maybe if you put a threshold and say anything less than $10, it just grays it out. Maybe it still shows up, but it's grayed out and it's positioned on the bottom, so that you know the ones on the top are the ones where you actually have active holdings. The ones on the bottom that are grayed out are the ones that you have, very little value, but not worth looking at. So that could be another enhancement that you might want to consider.
Yeah, that might be better than also down on this table too as well. If your investment value is quite low, if it was only a
Right.
tenner, you pay more fees to try and sell it.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Okay. Fletch, you've got your hand up.
Yes, sorry. I know this may be a big ask, but is it possible to somehow get an idea of what the taxes would be that we owe, linking this in, making a formula?
So every country is different, as I said, okay?
Okay.
Here's what I recommend for the moment for short-term fixed fees. I will build something in on a longer term, but it'll require you all to download an updated version. Short term.
Please.
Down here, unlock your worksheet. Tax. Let's just home format paint this so it looks the same. Tax. Okay. You're going to take your exit strategy profit. You're going to multiply it by, let's say your tax rate is 30%. Whatever your local tax rate is, multiply it by that. And it'll tell you how much your tax is. And just
Fabulous.
format paint that here. Now I have a filter on that, so that's only showing me the tax on that one particular coin. So if I unfilter it now, you see the tax on my entire amount.
Oh,
Now what I will do in the next update is have that in the drop downs on the setup, so you can put it in as your setup and it'll do everything for you. But for the moment, there's a short-term fix. Don't forget to relock the workbook when you've done it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Any other questions? No. Well, look, we've gone just a tiny little bit over time. My email is open. Do feel free to send me any emails, questions, comments. Sometimes I can be a little bit delayed getting to them, but I do tend to come back to everybody. And just enjoy the workbook and happy profits, and don't forget to support us with our supporter NFTs. That's it. Good stuff. Right, well, everybody, don't forget that we're back on Tuesday with Simon's group at 7 o'clock. We will be then back the following Thursday. We're back here with now I can't remember the name of them.
I'll complain with it as well.
Sustainability.
Cow, isn't it?
Yeah. VeChain's new product on sustainability. It's going to be super interesting. Look, climate change is a real thing. Blockchains have impacted that. We've got proof of work, proof of stake, all fighting over whose is best because of energy. And then we have somebody coming along saying, well, look, if you want to do something about sustainability, we have something for you. So we have that next week. or in 2 weeks' time. And then the week after that, everybody, I'm really excited for is no code clarity, because we're all going to be able to build a decentralized application with no code. If you've used WordPress, you're going to be able to use this. So even if you're not a developer, if you've ever just thought, Jesus, I'd love to launch an NFT, or I'd love to print a photo of my daughter as an NFT on the blockchain so it's there forever, or a copy. I don't think I'd want to put a copy of my wedding cert there because it's there forever, but maybe somebody would. You can learn how to do all that with no code. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you all in the next few weeks.
Thanks,
Bye
Tom.
now. Bye bye.
Yes, I.
Bye,
you.
Sally.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
very much.
Bye.
See you, John. See you, Sharon. See you, V. Harris, I'll come back to you by email.
Thank
That's
you.
no problem.
Thank
Michael,
you.
take it easy. Hope you get to make it to another one with us. John, goodbye. Take it
Absolutely.
easy. Have a lovely
We'll be
evening.
here.
You'll
It's
be
all
back with
very,
us, yeah?
it's all very overwhelming, and I can't wait for the video because this was just a taste, and I'm sure I'll have to watch the video 3 or 4 times just to get the hang of it.
It's pretty
look-
involved.
Look, once you get the hang of it, to be honest with you, I have used, this was built out my own necessity at the start. And I don't use any other crypto tracker now. I don't like sharing my data. Keep this for myself. And it's a refresh in the morning to see what my portfolio has done.
Yeah,
So if
sure.
you can learn to use it, it'll really help you.
So will you
Thank you
let
very
us
much.
know when the video is up?
I will. I'm going to send out an email when it's out, so everybody will get it. And there'll be a note dropped in the Telegram group as well, if you're in the Telegram group.
Thank you.
How do I get into that group, Paula? I was
Hi.
looking for a link.
I did stick the links in, Michael. If you look at the chat,
Yeah, I'm flowing through it.
8:59 was the last link. I'll stick it in again. Give me a
There's
second.
the Telegram there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then where did you say that low code, no code tool is gonna? Oh yeah, I see the Telegram right here. What's that low code, no code tool called?
It's called No Code Clarity. It hasn't launched yet. It's launching at the end of the month. So he's doing his first demonstration of the live product with us.
Okay, awesome. Look forward to that.
Excellent. Excellent. And V, you sent in a lovely thank you message. Thank you very much. You enjoy that, yeah? Good stuff. Good on you. Right then. Well, we'll end it there. I'll stop the recording. Bye-bye, V.